Summer in Japan usually gets a bad rep for being sweaty and humid, but with the right itinerary, it can actually be one of the most vibrant times to visit. While a lot of travelers might think that escaping to Hokkaido is the only way to beat the heat, there are actually a lot of cooler, refreshing destinations dotted along and near the classic golden route of Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. From the misty highland towns to breezy lakesides and coastal getaways, Japan has its own clever way of staying cool in the summer. This 14-day itinerary is designed to help you dodge the worst of the heat while still soaking up the best in Japan in summer. You'll explore the stylish resort town like Karuizawa, admire the beautiful Mount Fuji from lakeside Kawaguchiko, take a dip in Japan's largest lake, and chill out by the sea on the Izu Peninsula. Along the way, you get to experience some of Japan's most exciting summer festivals. Since summer is low season here in Japan, prices tend to also be cheaper, so it's a pretty good idea to come in summer if you don't mind the heat. With this 14-day itinerary, you can definitely mix and match and make it your own depending on what you want to see. So without further ado, let's dive in. Start your Japan adventure in East Tokyo, where tradition meets summer festival magic. Start in Asakusa, home to the iconic Sensoji Temple. You can take a stroll through Nakamise Shopping Street, where the smell of freshly grilled senbei and the sight of colorful yukata give you the instant I'm in Japan feeling. If your timing's right, you might catch a local shrine festival or the early stages of summer fireworks season. Next, head on over to Ueno Park, a laid-back green space perfect for a shaded walk. Cool off inside the Tokyo National Museum or visit the Ueno Zoo if you're traveling with kids. If you're here in late July or early August, don't miss the Sumida River Firework Festival. It's one of the biggest and most exciting in Tokyo, where the colorful bursts light up the sky. In the evening, make your way over to Karuizawa, a historic neighborhood that comes alive in summer with evening lanterns, cobbled stones, and quaint izakayas. Keep an eye out for smaller matsuri happening locally. They're usually quite cozy, festive, and a really good introduction to the energy of Japanese summer. Since Japanese summers can get seriously hot and humid all across the country, it's smart to gear up with a few locally popular items to help you stay cool. You'll see a lot of people using uchiwa, which are fans, or sensu, folding fans, which are lightweight, super portable, and often beautifully designed. You can find them at 100-yen shops, souvenir stands, and even temple stores, so they're easy to pick up on your first day. Another absolute essential is a cooling towel. It has a special fabric that cools down when you wet it, and you can just give it a snap and drape it around your neck while you're walking or waiting the train. Convenience stores and drugstores usually have cooling body wipes with menthol to help you freshen up fast. There's also spray-on cooling mist, UV arm covers, and neck coolers that work like mini scarves with built-in cheap packs. There's also spray-on cooling mist, UV arm covers, and neck coolers. If you're hitting up places like Kyoto or Nara, where you'll be outside a lot, these are absolutely lifesavers. For longer days out, especially if you're hiking or heading to places like Mount Fuji or the countryside, you can consider also grabbing a wearable fan, which is a little USB charged gadget that sits around your neck and blows cool air upwards. You can also find electrolyte drinks like Pocari Sweat and Aquarius everywhere, which helps keep you hydrated when it's really hot outside. It might feel a little bit over the top at first, but trust me, you'll be glad that you stocked up early. Let's talk about day 2, which is heading over to Karuizawa. Escape the Tokyo heat with a quick morning hop on the Shinkansen to Karuizawa. It is a mountain town that's long been a favorite in summer for local people. In just over an hour, you'll get to escape the city noise for crisp air, forest paths, and a peaceful resort-style atmosphere. Even in August, it's the kind of place where you might want to still have a light jacket in the morning. Start your visit at Kumoba Pond, a quiet tree-lined lake that's perfect for a relaxed walk. From there, head on over to Karuizawa Ginza Street, the old town area filled with bakeries, homemade craft shops, and little cafes with terraces. I definitely recommend you pick up a light lunch here. This town is known for things like fresh blueberry jam, smoked cheeses, and flaky pastries that feel kind of like European style rather than Japanese style. In the afternoon, take a short taxi or local bus to Shiraito Falls. This elegant curtain-like waterfall is surrounded by mossy green and forest shade. It's a beautiful nature spot to cool down, literally and also mentally. If you're up for one more stop, swing by Narunire Terrace, a collection of stylish wooden deck cafes and shops next next to a stream. It's super relaxing and a great place to grab an iced coffee or souvenir before heading back. You can then catch a late afternoon or early evening train back to Tokyo. You arrive back in the city, recharged with a scent of pine still fresh in your memory. Okay, day 3, back in Tokyo. It's time to explore the west side where the city's energy is younger, louder, and way more playful. But don't worry, there's still plenty of shade and cool corners to escape the summer heat. Start your morning in Harajuku, where Takeshita Street buzzes with colors, crepes, and quirky fashion. It's chaotic in the best way, and you'll find everything from character cafes to rainbow cotton candy. You can always pop into a few air-conditioned shops if the sun's already shining. Just around the corner is Yogi Park, a summer oasis where locals chill under the trees. You can grab a cold drink and join them, or head on over into Meiji Jingu Shrine, which is hidden inside a lush forest that somehow feels miles away from the city. For lunch, you can wander over to Omotesando, where the stylish cafes and shaded terrace gives you a much needed break at this point. Try a seasonal special like a peach soda float or summer-themed parfait at places like Aoyama Flower Market Tea House, where you can literally eat among flowers. In the afternoon, take the train over to Shibuya. You can duck into Shibuya Parko or Shibuya Scramble Square for shopping, chilled indoor spaces, and great rooftop views. If you're keen for more fresh air, you can check out Shibuya Sky, an open-air observation deck, perfect for late-night golden hour colors. With the evening setting in, head on over to Shinjuku. You can start the evening with Omoide Yokocho for yakitori, or cool off with a highball in a tucked-away bar in Golden Gai. The neon's bright, the streets buzzing, and the summer energy is everywhere in Shinjuku. It's the perfect day to enjoy Tokyo's cool corners and summer vibe without ever overheating. Now let's dive into day 4, which is exploring Kawaguchiko. After a refreshing break in Karuizawa and an exploration of Tokyo's historic and modern sites, it's time to head towards one of Japan's most iconic summer destinations. The journey takes a little bit longer today because you'll be taking the train or the bus. The moment you step off the bus or train, everything slows down. Cool lake breeze, open skies, and Mount Fuji towering in the distance. You can start with dropping your bags off at your hotel or guest house, then head on over out to explore. If you're visiting in late June or July, make sure to stop by Oishi Park, where the lavender fields bloom with Mount Fuji in the background. Even outside the lavender season, the lakefront is so beautiful, and there are so many different spots to grab a cold drink or soft serve while soaking in the view. Kawaguchiko is known for its fruit in summer, especially peaches, so definitely give that a try. Next, you can hop on the Mount Fuji panoramic ropeway for views over the lake and surrounding mountains. If you're lucky with timing, you might be able to catch one of the Kawaguchiko firework festivals, usually held in early August, where the colorful fireworks light up the sky and also the lake. You can then wrap up your day with a soak in an onsen. There's so many different ryokans in the area with outdoor baths facing Mount Fuji. Watching the sunset turn the sky pink behind the mountain while relaxing in hot spring water is such a must. If you're planning to come to Japan in summer and you're really overwhelmed with all these different options, especially with the accommodations, transportation, all the itineraries, if you want to escape the tourist traps as well as find hidden local gems, we definitely have you covered. We have different group tours as well as private tours, and also help guests with your entire trip planning. If you're even a little bit curious, definitely check it out in the description box down below. Okay, moving on to day 5. Wake up to the beautiful Mount Fuji view as well as the lake, and today you can take it slow. Start the day with taking a cruise across Lake Kawaguchi. If you didn't already explore the lakeside walking path, you can then spend some time to take more photos of Mount Fuji over here. In the afternoon, you can head on over to Saiko Iyashi no Sato Nemba, a restored thatched roof village on the neighboring Lake Saiko. You can try on yukata or samurai armor, you can join different craft workshops, or just chill and take in the beautiful view. On your way back, pop into the quirky and cool Kawaguchiko Music Forest Museum. It's got a really wonderful mix of antique music boxes, European gardens, and live musical performances. I know it's a little bit random, but surprisingly charming. Okay, now moving on to day 6, which is when you explore Lake Biwa. Today you swap out mountain views for lake shores when you head on over to Lake Biwa, which is Japan's largest freshwater lake. It takes a few hours to get there from Kawaguchiko. Base yourself in Otsu, just northeast of Kyoto. It's super easy to reach and has everything you need for a refreshing lakeside stop. Once you settle in, you can head on over to the waterfront. Otsu's Nagisa Park runs along the lake and is perfect for a relaxed walk or bike around. The path is flat and shaded with views of the mountains and small sandy areas where locals can hang out, dip their feet in the water, or picnic under the trees. One of the best ways to experience the lake is by hopping on the Michigan Cruise Boat, a big retro-style paddle streamer that takes you out on the water with live music, breezy decks, and a total chill vibes. Cruises run regularly from Otsuport, and it's an easy walk from the train station to get here. For a little local flavor, visit Omi Shrine tucked away in the quiet forested area with lots of shades and a peaceful summer stillness. If you're there in early August, you might stumble across a small matsuri or fireworks night by the lake. Otsu is also home to the famous Lake Biwa Fireworks Festival, one of the biggest in Japan. If your trip lines up with it, it's absolutely worth it to check it out. Dinner by the lake is a must. A lot of small restaurants and inns serve up local summer dishes like cold noodles, river fish, and if you want to treat yourself, there's also omi beef. Try a sizzling steak or go with something lighter like omi beef sushi or a donburi bowl. If you're staying near Ogoto Onsen, you can then end the night with a soak in an outdoor bath overlooking the lake. It's peaceful, breezy, and a perfect way to wind down. Now we're moving on to day 7, which is heading to Kyoto. After a slow, breezy morning by Lake Biwa, it's time to hop on a short train, which is about less than 30 minutes depending on where you're staying, to Kyoto. Kyoto in summer can be very, very hot, but if you plan it right, it's absolutely magical. The key is to take things slow, start early, and lean into the season. Start your day with a visit to Fushimi Inari Taisha, which is famous for the endless paths of bright red torii gates. Get there early to beat the crowds and the heat, and take your time walking part of the trail through the shaded forest. Even a short little walk will feel like you've stepped into the timeless world of Kyoto. Afterwards, you can consider heading to Tofukuji Temple, which is one stop away, and it has really beautiful gardens and quiet corners. By late morning, make your way over to central Kyoto and cool down over lunch. Try a restaurant that serves hiyashi somen, which are cold thin noodles, matcha soba, or even a set meal featuring seasonal yuba, which is tofu skin. Cafes in the Nishiki Market area also serve summer specials like kakigori, which is shaved ice, topped with matcha or seasonal fruit. Nishiki Market is a perfect spot to try a few light bites and wander around the covered arcade. In the afternoon, keep cool with a visit to Kyoto National Museum or take a breather inside the air-conditioned halls of Kyoto Station's rooftop garden. It offers a surprising bit of quiet and green above the city. If you're in Kyoto during July, the streets come alive for Gion Matsuri, one of Japan's most famous and oldest festivals. The build-up for the main parade includes evening street food stalls, traditional performances, lantern-lit floats, and locals in yukata wandering around the city. The whole city feels festive, and you don't even need to attend the parade to soak up the atmosphere. As the sun sets, head on over to Pontocho Alley or the Kamogawa River, where a lot of restaurants set up kawadoko, which are special outdoor platforms built above the river where you can enjoy dinner with a breeze. It's one of the most iconic Kyoto summer experiences. Even if you don't dine in one of these restaurants, you can consider walking along the lit-up alleyways in a yukata. Now we're at day 8. It's your last full day in Kyoto, so take it slow and make it all about soaking up the season. Start early and head on over to Arashiyama, where the bamboo grove is at its best in the soft morning light. This whole entire path stays surprisingly cool even on warm days. Afterwards, you can walk down Katsura River, and if you're in the mood, you can rent a little boat or hop on a breezy river cruise. It's calm, shady, and feels like a proper summer escape. As it gets warmer throughout the day, you can head back into the city and cool off over hiyashi soba or matcha zensai, which is a chilled green tea dessert with mochi and red beans. The afternoon is a great time to escape the heat indoors. I highly recommend you check out Kyoto Handicraft Center. It's not a really famous place, but it is so cool. It has a really good collection of lanterns, handmade summer goods, and all the different things that Kyoto has to offer. On day 9, you can then head on over to Nara. After your time in Kyoto, you can take a short and easy train ride, which is about 45 minutes, to Nara, the former capital of Japan. It is also home to some of the country's most peaceful parks and temples. A lot of people come to Nara just to see the deers, but it really does deserve a full day in summer because it's really calm, green, and full of shaded paths that make the exploring very bearable even on summer days. Start your morning at Nara Park, where the hundreds of free-roaming deer wander the open lawns and shaded groves. Get there early before the midday sun to enjoy it while it's still cool. You can pick up deer crackers and feed the deers, but be ready, they can be polite but also a bit cheeky. If you want some peace and quiet and away from all the crowds, you can head towards the wide open space behind Todaiji or near the Sarusawa Pond pond where it's less crowded. From there, you can walk to Todaiji Temple, one of the most iconic sites in Japan, famous for the massive bronze Buddha. Inside is shaded and cool, and the sheer scale of the place is hard to describe. It's absolutely a must-see. Just behind the temple, you can follow the Daibutsu-den trail deeper into the trees. This leads you through quieter paths towards Nigatsu-do, which overlooks the park. In the afternoon, continue to Kasuga Taisha Shrine, one of Nara's most important Shinto shrines. The pathway to the shrine is lined with hundreds of stone lanterns, and the surrounding forest is super beautiful. It's quiet here in summer, and the shrine complex has a cool, timeless atmosphere. There's also a little ice cream stall at the edge of the forest serving local parmesan and matcha soft serve, so it's really perfect for a mid-afternoon snack. Now, if you're visiting in early to mid-August, the real magic begins at sunset. During the Nara Tokai Lantern Festival, more than 20,000 lanterns are lit across Nara Park, Todaiji, and around the pond area. You can walk freely through the park as volunteers light each candle one by one, and the reflection on the water at the pond is absolutely beautiful. It's not crowded in a Tokyo festival kind of way, more calm and dreamy. You can stay overnight in Nara by checking out one of the Machiya-style guest house, or if you prefer a livelier night scene, you can head on over to Osaka this evening. Either way, Nara gives you a quiet, nature-filled summer day that's rich in history and totally unforgettable. Now that we're at day 10, this is where you start your journey in Osaka. Osaka is Japan's food capital and one of the best places to be in summer, especially in the evening when the whole city comes alive with neon lights, riverside hangouts, and sizzling street food. You can ease your day into heading over to Nakanoshima, a riverside area with parks, museums, and breezy walking paths. You can relax under the trees here or pop into the National Museum of Art if you want a mix of cool air and contemporary exhibits. For lunch, you can take the train to Nakazaki-cho, a small retro-style neighborhood tucked away just north of Umeda. It's full of charm. Think vintage shops, quiet alleys, and old houses converted into artsy cafes. When the heat kicks in, Osaka's underground arcades are a lifesaver. There are such massive underground shopping streets where you can just browse, snack, or just stay cool. There are loads of souvenir shops and snack corners, so if you want to pick up something to eat or some gifts to bring home, this is definitely a place you can do that. When evening starts, you can make your way over to Dotonbori, which is easily one of the most iconic and vibrant places in the city. The neon lights, street food stalls, and canal side energy are unreal in the evening. Grab takoyaki straight off the grill, try crispy kushikatsu from a standing bar, or cool off with a bowl of hiyashi chuka, which is chilled ramen with sliced cucumber, egg, and ham. If you're in Osaka in late July, try to catch the Tenjin Matsuri, one of Japan's biggest summer festivals. It features traditional boat parades on the Okawa River, fireworks, music, and a lively crowd in yukata. Even outside the main festival dates, the city often hosts mini fireworks festivals, river cruises, or night markets, perfect for soaking up the local summer spirit. Now we're at day 11. After the electric energy of Osaka, today is your chance to step outside the city and breathe in a different kind of summer. Whether you're craving the highland calm or sun-soaked coast, Japan's Kansai region really does deliver. Here are two great options for a full day escape, each with their own seasonal charm. Option 1 is Mount Koya. If you're in the mood for forest air, history, and a total shift in pace, take the train up to Mount Koya, one of Japan's most spiritual spots. From Namba Station in Osaka, it's about a 2.5 hours by train and cable car, but the journey is all part of the experience. You'll pass through countryside, rice fields, and finally climb into a cedar-lined mountains where the air is cooler. Once you've arrived, I recommend you visit Okunoin, a forest cemetery with mossy paths and thousands of ancient stone lanterns. Even in the middle of summer, the towering trees keep it shaded and cool. You can take your time walking through the trail and stopping at the resting place of Kobo Daisha, one of Japan's most important monks. Next, you can visit Daijo Garan Temple Complex, where bright red pagodas stand out against the green trees. Everything feels quite spacious and quiet up here. For lunch, you can try a shojinryori, which is a Buddhist vegetarian meal at a local temple or cafe. It's light, seasonal, and usually comes with cold tea and mountain vegetables. If you don't mind heading back to Osaka late, you can even stay until early evening when the lanterns start to glow and the whole mountain feels like something out of a dream. Then we've got option 2, which is visiting Wakayama. If your idea of summer is about water and sunshine, you can head south to Wakayama Prefecture, where beaches, coastal hot springs, and chilled out seaside towns are waiting for you. The train from Osaka to Shirahama takes about 2.5 to 3 hours and is worth every minute. Spend your day on Shirahama Beach, a beautiful white sand stretch with turquoise water. You can swim, sunbathe, or just wander barefoot along the shore with a cold peach soda in hand. There are convenience stores and cafes nearby if you want something casual, or you can sit down for fresh sashimi or seafood rice bowl at one of the local seaside restaurants. In the afternoon, you can visit Saki no Yu, an onsen air hot spring bath perched right on the coast. It's one of the oldest in Japan, and you can soak with views of waves crashing just below. On the way back to the station, you can stop by Tore Tore Market, a huge seafood and souvenir market with local specialties and snacks. You can try a taiyaki filled with peach cream, or pick up a cute bottle of summer-themed sake to take home. If you're not rushing, you can also consider staying overnight here in Shirahama or make your way back to Osaka by the evening. Either way, you end the day with sandy toes, sun-kissed skin, and a full-on summer glow. Now we're moving on to day 12. After the buzz of Osaka and Kansai region, it's time to shift into full holiday mode. Today you'll head east to the Izu Peninsula, a classic Japanese summer escape filled with white sand beaches, open-air hot springs, and ocean breeze. From Shin Osaka, you can take the Shinkansen to Atami, which is about 2.5 hours. It is also on the way from Osaka back towards Tokyo, so if you're flying in and out of Tokyo, this is a really good option for you. We highly recommend checking out Shimoda if you're really into beaches. Shirahama Ohama Beach is one of the most famous beaches on the peninsula. It has soft white sand and clear swimmable water that make it perfect for a slow afternoon. Shimoda is particularly famous for kimmedai, a type of fish that's often served as sashimi or grilled. In the late afternoon, you can check into your seaside inn or onsen hotel. Shimada Tokyo Hotel is a solid choice with ocean views and an outdoor bath. If you don't want to travel all the way to Shimoda, you can also consider staying in Atami instead. Atami is a famous onsen town next to the coast and is closer to Tokyo than Shimoda if you don't want to commute too much. Atami is also famous for firework nights, so don't miss the Atami Marine Fireworks Festival, which runs regularly throughout the entire summer period. You can catch a show from the beach or a seaside cafe. It's short but really beautiful. Day 13 is another day exploring Izu Peninsula. You can start your morning slow with a light hotel breakfast or pick up something from a local bakery. If you're staying in a ryokan, they usually offer seasonal fruit and cold tofu, or pick up vegetables along with miso soup and rice for breakfast. Once you're fueled up, it's time to explore a little bit more of the peninsula. I highly recommend you take some time and walk along the Jogasaki Coastal Trail. It's an easy coastal walk with dramatic cliffs, crashing waves, and a suspension bridge. Even in summer, the sea breeze keeps everything pleasant and the trail is mostly shaded. After your walk, you can cool off with an iced coffee or lemon soda at a nearby cafe like Cafe Bridge. From there, head back into town for lunch, and this is your last chance to enjoy Izu's seafood, so make it count. Like I mentioned earlier, you can try the kimmedai, either grilled or sashimi, or a seasonal chirashi bowl topped with fresh local catch. If you'd rather skip the walking and make it a full beach day, you can also head on to one of the many beaches around the area. You can then end your final day with a sunset walk along the shore or a relaxed dinner. Now we're at the last day, day 14 of your trip. It's your final day in Japan, and after all the beaches, bamboo groves, lakeside fireworks, and mountain breezes, today is all about heading home feeling calm, rested, and maybe a little sun-kissed. Depending on where you're flying from and your departure time, you likely have to head back to Tokyo early in this morning or the night before. If you're flying out of Narita Airport, you can consider heading there early and dropping off your bags at the terminal before hopping over to Narita-san Shinshoji Temple, which is a 10-minute train ride away. The peaceful grounds, shaded paths, and traditional shops nearby make it a really surprisingly chill last hour in Japan. And you can also grab a final taiyaki, matcha soft cream, or some souvenirs before you head back home. For Haneda departures, the new Haneda Airport Garden Complex gives you something extra. There's shopping, cafes, and even rooftop food baths with views of planes taking off. It's a nice way to end your trip with one last dose of that thorough, easygoing Japanese travel style. This 2-week itinerary isn't just about taking off temples or rushing through train stations. It's about feeling Japan in summer through forest air in Karuizawa, fireworks reflected on Lake Biwa, festival drums in Kyoto, and salty breeze on the Izu coast. You followed the classic golden route but added your own twist with cooler cities. Now that you have your itinerary sorted, make sure to check out our Japan travel tips video and step-by-step Japan travel planning series to help you get the most out of your trip here in Japan. Until next time, stay cool, and I'll see you in the next video.